The Ukrainian army wouldn't let us film the tanks as they fired from positions above the bridge. One soldier told us, "We know it's a violation of the ceasefire agreement, but the separatists do the same." After firing a few more shells towards what the soldiers said were targets near Donetsk airport, which is held by the separatists, we managed to film one of 5 tanks as they drove off in different directions. The Ukrainian army say those tanks were firing at separatist military vehicles a couple of kilometers away. Now, we heard no incoming shelling before the tanks started firing, and whatever way you look at it, military hardware of that kind of caliber should not be here according to the Minsk agreement. According to the Minsk ceasefire signed in February, both sides should have withdrawn artillery to create a 50-kilometer wide security zone. The separatists were quick to respond. Incoming shells could be heard landing close by. A few kilometers away, we found this apartment block. One side is completely destroyed. An elderly woman and her disabled grandson lived in this flat. They were killed by a separatist attack the night before. A Ukrainian soldier shows me a photo on his phone of the boy's dead body. The bloodstains mark the spot where he was found.
As soldiers, we want to protect civilians. Yesterday, we could only observe that separatist shells were hitting the residential building. We didn't respond because we simply didn't have an order to.
Sergei shows me his apartment. This was my sitting room, he says. He and his family were out when the attack happened. "You can't report the truth," said this woman, and she walked away. But these men told us that civilians are angry because the military used a building as a base next door. The military says it didn't respond to this separatist attack because it wasn't aimed at a military target. As we left, we spotted this tank hidden in the undergrowth only meters away from people's homes. A few days earlier, we had been in separatist-held territory and heard fighters using similar heavy weapons also inside the buffer zone. Both sides are breaking this ceasefire agreement, and civilians continue to die. Charles Stratford, Al Jazeera, Pieski, Eastern Ukraine.